What is this thing? Hey, this compilation video is going to blow your mind. So let's get started. Here's what many Iranians think about Israel.
Our message is simple and clear. You are not your enemies, we are your friends. We are not your rivals, we are your partners. We are not your threats, we are your allies. We are not Islamic Republic, we are the Iranian people. And we are ready to work with you toward the shared future of peace and prosperity for all.
Amen. That is beautiful stuff. And there's another message there that he didn't exactly articulate, but it's true, which is the people of Iran want liberation. They want liberty. They want to be liberated from the Iranian regime. There's only one power in this region that's going to stand up to jihadism, push back on it locally, and then further out in the whole region, and that's Israel. We've got to smash Hamas, we've got to smash the mullah regime of Iran and liberate those good people so that we can have a future of peace in this region. I think that Nick has a good grasp on how to deal with terrorists.
So somebody said, Nick, you used to be involved in counterterrorism. How would you describe what's going on in the Middle East right now? Well, in technical military terms, Hamas is engaged in effing around, and the IDF is about to make sure that they find out, which will inevitably cause the UN and a bunch of countries that aren't currently being attacked by Hamas to tell everyone to calm down. The problem is, with terrorists, if the calming down takes place before the finding out takes place, they continue to F around because there's no consequence for it. So what really needs to happen now is that the IDF needs to make sure that the terrorists in Hamas find out. And I mean find out in a way that will prevent them from ever effing around again. And that's a special kind of finding out that I really hope Israel makes good on.
I think that Nick understands the Middle East perfectly well, which is we got to take care of business around here. We can't seem weak. We got to push those guys back. And when you push them back and you break them to smithereens, the jihadists that is, then they come to the conclusion, or at least the society comes to the conclusion, that there's no point in engaging in jihadism against Israel because it's not going anywhere. You're not going to win the war. You're never going to win the war against Israel. We are here to stay, and God wills it that way. God wills it that we're here to stay. And when they come to that conclusion, different things happen. Peace could happen, but that first has to come from crushing the hopes that they can destroy Israel. That's understanding the Middle East. That's just the way it is. Jihadist immigration is dangerous, and Poland knows it.
How many refugees has Poland taken?
0.
And you're proud of that?
If you're asking me about Muslims' illegal immigration, none, not even one will come to Poland. Not even one if it's illegal. We took over 2 million Ukrainians who are working, who are peaceful in Poland. We will not receive even one Muslim because this is what we promised.
And Jean-Claude Juncker, the Commission President, says that you're racist. You sound proud of the fact that you haven't taken any refugees.
Of course, because this is what our people are expecting from our government. That's number one. This is why our government was elected. But this is why Poland is so safe. This is the reason why we had not even one terrorist attack. Look at the streets in Poland, and we can be called populists, nationalists, racists. I don't care. I care about my family and about my country.
I just love the way Vivek talks about Israel.
First of all, I'm curious regarding the West Bank and so-called, the occupied territories, what your opinion would be on settlements.
I think that these are decisions of self-determination for Israel to make. So I think it's really important for us not to wear the hat, to just offer some sort of monarchical judgment about what Israel should or shouldn't do.
Easy to tell other people how to live.
Exactly. Yeah. If this was a conversation between me and Bibi and we're talking amongst friends and he's asking for my opinion, I would offer it. But that would be the context in which I offer that opinion. It's interesting to make an observation that for the hundreds of millions of sons of Abraham by way of Ishmael, you have 22, 27 different states.
Yeah.
For the sons of Abraham by way of Isaac, you have one.
Right.
And that state has a right to exist. So if the rest of the Arab world does have a real care about the Palestinian people, their actions certainly do not match their words.
Right.
So as a friend, it is my view to you. You have the latitude to do what you need to do to preserve Israel's national boundaries and national right to exist. You have the right and the obligation to do it. And our job as a partner is to make sure that the UN or the US or the EU or nobody else gets in your way.
Douglas Murray recently asked his interviewer a simple question.
Do you think Hamas want to live beside the Jews, yes or no? They have recently said that they would be happy to live next to Jews, but they want a two-state solution. A two-state solution has been in the offing.
Hamas has not said they want a two-state solution. They carried out a massacre on October the 7th with as many people they could, stole a lot of hostages who you still also haven't referred to. There's more than 100 Jewish hostages still in Gaza. That's real kidnapping, and that's real occupation of somebody.
It's amazing the will of Western media to erase the jihad. They just don't want to admit it. Hamas, read their charter. They want to destroy Israel. Look at their acts. They want to destroy Israel. They don't want a two-state solution. They don't want to live side by side. They had a piece of land that they were living side by side. They don't want that. They want to get rid of Israel. These things are simple, but a lot of people want to hide that. They want to hide what the jihad is all about. Hodaya Stark absolutely nails it with regard to the hypocrisy of Israel haters.
Gaza was an open-air prison, but also look at how beautiful it was before all the destruction following October 7th. Israel should not hold any control over Gaza, but also they should be responsible to feed them and provide them with all their basic needs. October 7th didn't happen, but also if it did, it was justified. We're anti-Zionist, not anti-Semite, but also let's target all the Jewish businesses. Ceasefire now, but also globalize the Intifada. The hostages are propaganda made up by Israel, but also look at how well they were treated. The IDF is an army of weak pansies, but also look at how much they destroyed and how vicious they are. We want peace, but also resistance by all means necessary. We're anti-genocide, but also from the river to the sea. Does anyone else's head hurt?
Propaganda and lies, that's the tools of Israel haters. Brian Mast is an American hero. He's a congressman from Florida. He lost both of his legs while fighting in Afghanistan, and he stands strong with Israel against Code Pink and others who accost him in Congress.
I imagine you're not going to ceasefire.
Absolutely.
No, I know that because I've talked to you before. I pay taxes. My taxes should go to UNRWA.
I'll make sure your tax dollars don't go to UNRWA.
So he wants to make sure that the tax dollars do not go to terrorist funding international organizations like UNRWA.
You're a liar. You're full of shit. Liar you are. What a fucking heartless liar. You're a heartless man.
He's a heartless man. He's a legless man because he fought to keep America safe from terrorists in Afghanistan.
You lost your heart somewhere.
You know where we stand on terrorists?
You're a terrorist.
You know where we stand on terrorists? We stand on their throats.
Booyah!
Oh my God.
Booyah! We stand on their throats.
You're a monster. An absolute monster.
The monsters are the people who want to weaken the United States and Israel and replace good people, strong people, and heroes with terrorists. That's who the monster is. That lady is the monster. Brian Mast is a hero. Representative Chuck Fleischman from Tennessee is a U.S. congressman, and I like him because his last name is Fleischman, and my last name is Fleisher. And I like the way he fights against the concept of Palestine. Let's check it out.
Why do you support the genocide and all of the war crimes and collective punishment? Are you concerned about all the children?
Let me make it clear. Let me make it clear. Israel is our ally, will always be our ally.
Even if they commit war crimes?
They are not guilty of genocide, and I will support Israel forever.
Israel will stay your ally, even though they commit
Israel
genocide. Even though
that's your term.
Even when they kill,
that is your term.
Even when they kill 30,000 kids,
what they did to the Israelis.
Just to make it clear, nobody's killed 30,000 kids. That is just a blood libel.
People on October. Let me tell you a statistic.
Yeah, please.
Israel will exist. The Jewish state will exist.
That's not a statistic.
That's not what we're.
And that is for God
has absolutely
to do
nothing to do with what we're saying.
And I will always support Israel.
Genocide, sir.
I will always support Israel. And you can tell the Palestinians, I will never support them.
I am a Palestinian myself.
Then I will tell you, I will never support you. I will tell you to your face.
And you want my cousins
Goodbye
to die.
Palestine. Goodbye to Israel.
Goodbye
to Palestine. We will support Israel forever.
So you are comfortable.
So just FYI, this guy just said goodbye
always
to Palestine.
Support Israel.
Goodbye to Palestine. I like that very much. Simple and awesome. It's not confusing. Palestine's the enemy of Israel. There's 22 other Arab countries. This country is the Jewish state. It's the Jewish land. So goodbye Palestine. Not a two-state solution, not land giveaway, not to succumb to terrorists, but goodbye Palestine. I like that very much.
If you buy oil from Iran, you will not do any business in the United States, and we're going to tariff your products. Every single one of them agreed. I didn't lose one, not one. And Iran did almost no oil business. You know that. Nobody would buy oil because of me. They were broke. They had no money for Hamas. They had no money for Hezbollah. They had no money for anybody. And now they're sitting with $221 billion in cash, and they control Iraq, which has $300 billion in cash. It's like a subsidiary.
President Trump makes it clear that Hamas is a subsidiary of Iran. That's very important. You're not going to hear that from the Biden administration. They're not going to say to you that the money that we transferred over to Iran had a direct impact on Hamas's attack on Israel. It's a very important thing. There's a global jihad. Iran is one of the heads of it, and Hamas is the actualizer of Iran's ideology. Okay, here's some folks that are cleaning up London. Okay, so I get it. You painted over Palestine, the flag of Palestine. I'm all for that. I want Israel and the land of Israel and not a Palestine. But that's your message? Bring them home? Just bring back our hostages? It's much more crush the jihad. Never allow it to happen again. Never again. There's a slogan. Never again. God be with Israel. Am Yisrael Chai. Not just bring them home. That ain't big enough. That's too small. We got to be thinking bigger right now. Hey. Howdy. Hope you enjoyed that compilation video. Subscribe. Lots more great stuff is coming out. God bless you and shalom.